be scaled to you know what you put in. Right. And that's what you know. That's why it's between you and the Lord, man. You know, brothers can get on you, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's between you and the Lord.
Seek ye on salvation.
So you basically got to be whatever you're gonna do, and then you're gonna receive a reward in accordance with it, man.
Yeah. Precepts.
God.
This is Romans 8, start from verse 16. Yep. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs of God and joint heirs with Yahushua Mashiach.
Them joint heirs, man. You know, basically because of and this is the thing as well. It's like you know and this is why you bro, Yahushua, no one could do what Yahushua did, man. He basically none of us were getting in. We all fucked up. We flopped, man. Yahushua went through and did an act that was above and beyond any other Jake could do, just to get us in, man. So then you got to respect that. That's why it's like if you're not gonna go out and do what you need to do, basically to basically join in that reward, then you really are a piece of shit, man. Undeserving.
And joint heirs with Yahushua Mashiach. If so, be that we suffer with him.
Yeah, so that's the main part. Yeah. If we suffer, they're just gonna call on Jesus and be good. I'm saved now.
Yeah, that Christianity shit. That's why it's a hot joke. It's a mess, man.
Jesus Christ.
All it basically comes down to is you just you live whatever life you want. Then just go and say, oh yeah, I prayed, I went to church, I screamed for 3 hours, and I'm saved.
And it says that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
That's right!
Yeah. So the reward you get, because that's the funny thing. That's why if you put it in context, you're gonna be sitting in that cell. You could be there like, I could be sitting in the cell, starving, mager, fucked up, getting beat up by the guards for the next 25 years, and then the kingdom is still gonna be more than worth it, man. You could be sitting there like they could come in and chop a finger and then reattach it every other day, and you'll still be like, you know what? It's still worth it, because the reward you're getting compared to what we're going through, bruv, man, I'm gonna look back and be like, yo, was it actually that easy? No, that's it, bro. You're gonna be there. You're gonna be, bro, just waking up and just being like,
eternity.
That's just like the flip side, man. You're gonna forget about all that torment. In that time of pressure, you're gonna forget about that torment. You know what I mean? Because once you're there, you're there. Why would you care about what you was feeling in that point in time? That's gonna be nothing.
It's the rest of the scripture that you quoted before. And the time of good, there's no remembrance of the bad side.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in that perpetual good time, man. Because we're going to be perpetual in glory.
For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
We're just talking about the Israelites, man. That's our earnest expectation, man.
And the thing is since the time of Adam, man, we've fallen short. We've flopped, we failed, man, spectacularly. So it's actually bringing us back to how it was meant to be.
Yeah.
But still, we felt that it's for us to be worthy of it, certain things need to. And the thing is when you go through hell, you realize certain things. It's like for certain things to be beaten into a guy's mind. It's like with kids. For certain kids, you need to beat lessons into them, man.
Hebrews 12. You got Hebrews 12. That's the spirit.
Hebrews 12. I start from verse 5.
Double Dutch.
And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him.
Yeah, that's it. That chastening, that lesson being beaten into you. It's essential. It's necessary for certain lessons. Some kids you can teach them a lesson, they'll follow it. Other kids, they need that strong beating. Then it's gonna stick with them for the rest of their life, man.
Because you mentioned Adam.
Go on.
Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, Then was decreed, now that is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
Yeah. What you go to Genesis. It says what, man? You're gonna have to toil. Your ass is gonna be toiling in the field, man. Struggle. And it's not even gonna yield its strength onto you, man. Bro, the thing is like when you get to the it's like you even go back to the time of Moses. Like it took 2 strong men to hold a bunch of grapes. You gotta think like, what the fuck has happened out here, bro? Shit, everything's flop, man.
And that wasn't even optimum, man.
Yeah.
If the earth's not even using the strength to them at that point in time, then it wasn't even optimal.
It's like, God, you're actually in the kingdom. Then you start to realize how this is. We're literally playing in a toy box right now, man. We're playing a little toy box. There's whole planets out there that are waiting to be cultivated, and we're out here just playing like little Legos, man, in a toy box.
Yeah.
That's why it's like really when you get into the kingdom, your mind's gonna expand, man.
Yeah.
Greatly. Exponentially.
What the fuck was going on there?
Do you know the point he was talking about the grapes? That they were too big, they were plus 2 strong men to carry a cluster. Now, can you just think, right? If that was the size of a grape, what was the size of like an ox, or a goat, or a giraffe, or whatever? Now, you might see some goats in land, they're catching hell, man. They're skinny as fuck. You be eating the rib, you're like, man,
You're barely
fat. This lamb was stressed.
Unhealthy ass lamb, man.
You know.
For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure and brought immortal fruit.
Yeah, because the scripture says man was made to be immortal, but through sin they became corrupted.
If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
So essentially speaking,
Unworthy.
Read it again.
No. After that, get the point where it speaks about fire on the other side, deep water.
Oh yeah, that's further up.
Yeah, you might as well read that because it explains the scriptures you brought out after.
I'll read it from verse 2nd Entrance chapter 7 verse 3. And I said, speak, oh my God. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place that it might be deep and great, but put the case the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad
Now,
field.
what is that city talking about? That's the kingdom of heaven.
Wow.
Right? That's like having a visionary of what's to come. You know? And because remember, the scripture speaks about the great city Jerusalem coming down to the earth, which is the people before the place.
A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow.
It's narrow, you know.
Straight gate.
Straight gate. Enter ye in at that straight gate.
Difficulty.
You know.
And it's set in a dangerous place to fall.
Because it's like, and it's like, only a person who's inspired from the Spirit can actually see a beautiful city. Like, remember them cartoons we used to watch? They used to have the city on the mountain. It looks beautiful, but then there's bare mountains. And
I was just thinking that.
amazing and shit.
You got like a straight bit, and you know, the rocks are crumbling. It actually said a dangerous place to fall.
A dangerous place to fall.
You know?
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand. It's actually a narrow path. A fire on the right hand, and on the left the deep water.
A deep water, meaning, you know, you might be like, man, bro, you know what? I don't know if I can do this. Well, all right, if you can't do it, you can walk back or burn, man, or drown.
Drown in the world, man.
Go ahead, bro. There's more.
Okay, go on.
And it says, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
That's why Scripture says, seek thine own salvation in fear and trembling. Because of course, hey, we can be brothers, hey, shalom, brother, but when I'm catching my hell in that time of trouble, you ain't catching it too with me, you know?
It's lucky. I'm meant to be up a bit more. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water.
Which means you can't come up some other way. If you come up some other way, you come as a thief and robber.
Entrance, man.
And a thief gets, a thief, the scripture says, if you catch a thief in action, you can put him to death. You know? So if you come up as a thief and you get caught by the angels, Yahweh Shai, you're marked.
Yeah.
You want more?
There's more.
Yeah. And it says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance.
So if that city, the kingdom, is our inheritance, yeah?
1,000 wives, the crowns.
Yeah,
all
the
that.
crowns. It's a
all
light
inside.
party. It's you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Says, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive
That's
this inheritance?
it. So if you have this great city, oh yeah, brothers, the grapes, brother, you know, the nice avocados, all of that shit, right? Like, all right. Like if you want to say, yeah, can I have 2 crowns, all of this stuff, right? How you gonna get there if you can't go through the straight gate, right?
Bro, you got all the, like, you know, like you got the Greek stories, like Jason and the Argonauts. They go through, they fight the skeletons, they go through like the dangerous caves and this and that, even like Lord of the Rings. All to get to destroy the ring. Bro, you got to go through them dangerous, like, straight, and you got to have faith to go through them things on that path.
To believe it's worth it.
Yeah, to get the prize, man.
Hercules labors and shit like that.
But it's called the hero's journey. Yeah. Because the guy broke it down to a formula. But I was gonna say it's the thing with the kingdom. The thing is I was meditating on it. It's like even with the law. The thing is basically what we can do is there's no limit. You can basically do whatever the hell you want. There's a few things that are cut off because they're detrimental. But as far as it goes, in the kingdom, whatever you want to do, you're just gonna be able to do it. But then it's like that's why you need the lessons to be instilled within you. Because that was before we had that same freedom, and then went straight to wickedness and destruction. So now it's like we're learning them lessons of exactly why. Because this society is everything cranked up to 11. Wickedness is just cranked up to the maximum, man. Man have gotten imagine 3-year-old kids, 5-year-old kids are going to be at gay parades around a bunch of people freaking off in a criminal sexual manners, and that's promoted. This place is on a scale, completely off the scale, man. So that's the prime example. Then it's like when we go into the kingdom, it's basically going to be anything you do, you're just going to do it and do it righteously.
Because we're no longer ignorant to wickedness, man.
Yeah.
Before Adam didn't know nothing about wickedness. He was, they committed what they committed, but didn't understand the implications of it all.
Yeah.
And now the lessons are being taught.
Yeah. And the thing is you might think, you might just sit there thinking, but why shouldn't 2 men just have sex with one another? Now down the line.
Why.
Now you see, oh wow, this is what it leads to. Death, destruction, madness, all kinds of diseases, all kinds of bugged out philosophies coming out. Then you actually got to understand it. So then you're gonna know like there's no honor, there's no growth, there's nothing to be gained by doing it, man. Yeah. And this is the thing, and that's why it's like that great city. They said it's broad. There's all kinds of capabilities within it. That's why because right now it's narrow. What the fuck? All we can really do is strive in this word and then wait for our reward. You fall off, there's one form of destruction here, other form of destruction there. All you can do is walk the path. But then we're going to be completely tooled up for the kingdom once we get to the end of it.
That's beautiful words, brother. Beautiful words.
This is Psalms chapter 16, verse 11. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence of fullness of joy, at thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
Yeah, that path of life. Because the thing is that's what we're learning basically. You stick on a straight path, you learn all the ways with which to thrive. Because the thing is you look at even the ways this system runs on a governmental level, how to govern people, how to rule, how to lead, how to manage food, how to manage all kinds of different things. This place falls utterly short. When you actually get into politics, you get into all these different systems Esau's made. Everyone's incompetent. No one knows what the fuck's going on. No one knows what they're doing. The only reason the shit keeps running is because they keep people so fucking stupid. They don't know what's going on. That's why people are there's no system other than capitalism that can work. Capitalism's here keeping you impoverished, but then you're still there like, it's the best system. I'm like, people out here are real stupid. So then all these kinds of things, we're witnessing why these things lead to destruction, man. The thing is like, imagine in the scriptures, it's like out of every harvest, you're just meant to leave 10% of the harvest, and that covers there's a whole lot of problems in society. If they were to take up one or two of the laws in the scriptures and play them out, so many problems in society would be fixed. But no one's reading the Bible. Even if you bring it out, ain't no one gonna side with that. Everything out here is molded around wickedness, man.
Immediate gain in it, like.
Yeah, greed. Esau's great. We read it earlier. That greed, man.
This is 2 Timothy, the 4th chapter, and the 5th verse. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought the good fight, I have finished my course, I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me in a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not only to me, but unto all them that also love his appearing. Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me.
Yeah, so you're walking that path, enduring to the end, man. Striving, man. Because that's what it's all about. You're building yourself up. Because the thing is you have to think about it, like, for you to be a ruler, for you to rule righteously and justly in the kingdom, surely there's certain lessons you have to learn. Because we're out here, we're enduring through all this hell, we're meant to be being built up, we're meant to be becoming kings, priests, governors, all these different things. So then that means there's lessons to learn, man. That means your way of thinking has got to switch. Because the thing is, we're all corrupted. We had however many years. I don't know. No one here was born into the truth anyway. Some brothers might have been, but most man came into it in the latter years, later on into life. So you've basically learned all the wickedness, all the madness of this world, and you basically have to unlearn that and then shift the gear of your mind.
When you were born, baby.
Yeah.
You're born again.
You'll be born
that's
again.
what it says. Yep.
Precept. Proverbs 12:28. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. So like the brother was saying, man, if they was to take certain laws, they would learn that most of their problems would be solved, man. But they don't trust in the law of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
But they won't want it. They don't want it. Wickedness is what they want to do.
The thing is your point's sound, but it's with Esau, his way of doing everything is the ways of death. That's how he's been wired. He's a devil. He's out here to deceive and to lie, which is why people will, simple things. People even giving women's liberation. Women are unhappier in jail. Like more women are unhappy now than they were before. More women ain't in lasting relationships. Everyone's unhappy. More men are unhappy. Everything's fucked. But it's meant to still be a good thing though. So you just fucked everything up, and then you're thinking like, and everyone's unhappy, but you're still gonna be going like, yeah, this is great. This is the greatest thing that ever happened. This is how retarded this place is. And you just do a little research and you can see, you start thinking these guys are fucking insane, man. They're actually, you're talking to insane people. This is why you like actual crackpots and maniacs. That's why everyone's gonna get in the kingdom. Bro, a week in the kingdom, these guys, slaves are just gonna be like, this is the best ever, oh my God. Because everyone out here is already slaves. Who out here is really living, everyone's fucked.
Precept, bro. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Yeah, that's as simple as it gets, man. And the thing is it's a real simple scripture, but now that we live through it, there's so much more depth to it. Because there's so many different angles and ways in which wicked rule is just completely retarded, man. And we understand it's all backwards out here. Esau's had time. He's had time to chop and change and flip everything, man. When he first came in, the Roman Catholic Church was still a big thing, man. That was a big deal. A lot of the leaders, a lot of countries still had like monarchy. They ruled by monarchies, even if they did have parliaments. A lot of shit was still how Jake had it set up. But Esau's had time to set up all these systems exactly how he wants it, and everything's got worse. The earth's being destroyed more. People are more bugged out. Everyone's poorer. The food's got shitter. Where's the goodness, man? You can drive a car. You can fly. You can buy an overpriced holiday to go somewhere where when you go there's gonna be 20 million people on each beach, man. So you can't even have a good time. What's actually so great about the society? But no one sits and thinks. No one's got the time to.
This is Deuteronomy 4. I'll start from verse 3. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Lord Yahweh thy God have destroyed them from among you. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh God commanded me, that ye should do in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Yeah, these laws, and this is why the heathen can't get. This is why the heathen wouldn't take up these laws, because hey, they're set up for us, man. We're basically the beacon. The laws can't go through us, and that's how it's disseminated to the whole world. That's why you need the kingdom of heaven, man. Jake needs to be in rule. Then through us, we set the courts. So everyone, all the judgments are gonna go out. Because right now you got Esau's judgments, Esau's rules, where you got shit like what I always bring up that fucking that bit, I can't remember her name, man, but she was killed by her two friends. This is like 15, 16 years ago. Oh, Meredith Kercher, I think it was. Yeah, something like that, where her two friends killed her the fuck off, and they both got off. I was like, what the fuck? And it's like it's known, but I think they fucked up the court case. Amanda Knox, that might be it. But they fucked up the court case. Then it's just like, oh, well, they get off scot-free. And I'm like, what kind of a justice system is that? Where you know someone did something, then it's like, oh, well, you know, we have the evidence, but it's inadmissible in court, so you get off. And then, you know, they know you killed like 30 people, but it's all good. You know, what it's fucked,
But they got a show on
they did some grim shit, man.
But they got a show on Netflix, it's called How to Get Away with Murder. The whole show is about that.
Yeah,
It's about lawyers trying to get people off that have clearly done some dirt.
And the thing is literally you're gonna have a lawyer. If they got enough money, they can literally buy someone who can play the system enough. They're gonna get off, man. Like the shit with what's his name, Epstein, man. My guy got assassinated in jail. Then they said, yeah, we're arresting the two guards. I'm like, nigga, them guys got paid to just not check the room, man. They're like, look, you're on your break. Don't walk in between this time and this time. Then he was dead. They were like, fuck, that ain't saying shit. And then now they're like, oh yeah, you know that. I'm like, Esau, this is how fucked up Esau's system is. There ain't no justice. When you're gonna have the courts in the kingdom, it's gonna be righteous judgment going out. And the thing is, when you get a righteous judgment, then you're pleased.
In the court system, you know the scripture it talks about in the mouth of two or more witnesses. In Esau's court system, you'll have it to where a man might commit murder, you actually got witnesses, but then they'll get like a third party jury that have nothing to do with the actual event, and then they will
they're the ones to decide. People who weren't there, people who don't know what's going on, all that.
Worse yet, then they'll say, let's say maybe a couple of years ago you stole an apple because you was hungry. Now all of a sudden you're not a what's the word? Something witness.
You're not a viable witness, like a dependable.
You're not a reliable witness.
Your character's in question.
Your character's in question. So here it is, you witnessed the crime, and then the guy goes, well, you know, this guy has stolen apples before. He's not to be.
You can't trust him. Yeah, that's called insanity. That's called madness, bro. That's why the whole thing just needs to be done. So many things. You see how it's running. All of Esau's system, everything is set up is corrupt and defiled and is running on fumes. They're all on the wit's end. It's like even Hollywood, man. You have to consider, why the fuck are Disney just remaking films?
Yeah.
When the fuck they're just instead of doing it animated, let's get real people. That's going backwards, nigga. What the fuck? But then that's all you got coming out. Bare remakes, everything being recycled. Because the spirit's dead. The spirit's dead on everything, man. Where's the life? Where's the vibrancy? New ideas? Anything lively coming out? It's all gone. The spirit's been taken off, and that's all over. Esau's the monetary system. They're saying now last year was like one of the longest bull runs since 2007. I don't know, a long time since before the crash. It's been the longest run of the economy going up. But then it's like, are you seeing it out here? Is that manifesting in what you're witnessing? No. Everything it's all bullshit. Everything now is just smoke and mirrors. The Brexit, every study they've done on Brexit since they actually voted it through, they did no research beforehand. They were like, oh, we're gonna do a Brexit vote. We don't know what's gonna happen. It gets through. They start doing research. Every research they've done is like, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be awful, it's going to get worse. But because of the pride, everyone's just like, yes, Brexit means Brexit. Let's get Brexit done.
British bulldog spirit.
This is
well, go on, yeah.
Sirach chapter 13 verse 3. The rich man have done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also.
Yeah. Esau's basically he's fucked everything up. The whole game's been fucked up. You got to deal with it, man. And that's how fucked it is. Because the thing is who even put that Brexit vote was David Cameron. Where is David Cameron, bro? Who is he? Where is he?
He's on holiday.
Where is he, bro?
Boris Johnson, holiday, right? Holiday. Attack on Iran, holiday.
Yeah, it's all bullshit, man. This whole everything's fucked, and it's basically just the elites. That's how you know it's all fun and games, man. The elites are just playing games out here. Because when you pay attention, when you actually look at what's happening, you're just like, the only justification is everyone's retarded, which is true. Everyone's retarded. That's why they just eat it up, man. Anyone that does some research, all of a sudden they're living in Singapore.
And they make you do research, they make you look like you're crazy.
Yeah, you're a maniac.
Maniac.
So what, you think their economy's gonna crash? People were like, you watch The Big Short. Everyone was talking. The thing is they were doing the most criminal shit with the entire monetary system. Basically, just doing strict criminality on the money system. But then it was like, oh yeah, this thing's gonna go, it's gonna blow. Everyone's like, are you crazy? That's the housing is the bedrock of the economy, man. It's the most sure place on it. No, and then it's all gone to shit, man. And the thing is people got rich off it. That's what the whole film's about. The whole film is about all them guys that made money off it.
Even with the war machine, when you talk to people about the fact that people actually profit off war, people are like, is there actually someone that would be evil enough to do? Like, people don't believe.
Like, nigga.
Look at the stock prices. I didn't check the stock.
For real.
What's the stock price?
Bro, I swear Boeing, bro. I need to check Boeing. Because Boeing, all you've had is a 737 MAX has been finding more and more criminal shit has been coming about what happened with those. You had the plane where the engine failed, the shit dropped out of the sky. Then it found out everyone knew about the fault for years. For like a year they were selling it, knowing there's a fault in the plane. Then it's like, okay, are y'all gonna do anything about it? No, the stock price I'm sure the stock price even went up, man.
Would you look at that? This is Raytheon. Right, what happened around about then? January the 3rd, stock price goes up.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Would you look at that?
The military company.
Military company, yeah.
It's almost like a war started.
Boom. I wish I invested.
There's up 1.48%. Because they're like, oh yeah, you killed Soleimani. That means you're gonna make some money dropping bombs when Iran eventually retaliates, man. Because these men are devils, like you're saying, they're warmongers.
I got this about the persecution. 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, verse 10. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured, but out of all of them the Lord delivered me. Yea, and all that will live godly in Mashiach Yahweh shall suffer persecution.
Yeah, so you got to suffer. Because this place is a backwards world, man. Everything out here is fucking loopy and insane, man. You're out here
telling upside down.
Yeah, you're out here just telling the truth, and then people are getting upset with you. That's just kind of that lets you know already where people's minds are at, man.
And the truth sets you free.
So that's people don't want to be free, man. They want to be in prison. They want to be destroyed, man. Yeah, that's it. So it's that's how Esau's he's set up good. Because over time he's been able to just mold people's minds, man. And a big part of that is Esau's school system. Because I watched one guy did a video on basically the American school system and how they've like slowly over time, basically the way federalizing the American school system, making it set by the White House, has just slowly destroyed all the curriculum and all the efficiency of it, man, and taking shitloads of money out of the school system. Because now they're so reliant on getting grants from the White House that they have to basically do certain tests and only teach certain things. Because if the students don't pass those specific tests, then they don't get any money. They don't get any money, they can't pay for enough teachers, don't get enough teachers, they can't teach enough classes, they can't get enough people to pass tests, then they shut down. So it's a whole system that's just corrupt. and full of shit. And the way it works is not actually teaching people. It's a business. And then that's the thing, is it's the same thing with what happened with Maggie Thatcher. She said, okay, we're gonna make everything private and then it's gonna run better, it's gonna run cleaner. But all it did is just put money in people's pockets. Same thing Tony Blair did. Same thing that Boris Johnson's gonna do. And the thing is you see the cycle go through, no one pays attention, no one knows history.